what are we doing here?
Well, the crew and I were talking, and we thought we would ask you about your time as a musician, because it's something that a lot of the congregation wants to know about, and we're ready to hear about it. So, Could you share some stories with us and tell us what you've learned from those experiences?
Yeah, I can do that. Back in 1993, we were on tour with a band called 311, and we met them in the south part of the United States and toured with them, and we got along really well with them. It was fun to watch them there because they're really professional. They cared about their presentation. They practiced really hard. They were always looking to get better, and so we got along really well with them. We used to always bring baseball gloves and baseballs or footballs with us, and so apparently on this tour we must have had a football with us because we would be out around before the shows or whatever playing catch with a football.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another, and the next thing you know, we have a football game scheduled between Black Happy and 311. and so we're playing, we start playing the game, and we find out really quickly that they're super competitive.
Oh, no.
And they're from Nebraska, and they're huge Nebraska Cornhusker fans. So,
Okay.
Which I think, if you're in the state of Nebraska, I think you just, if you're born there by osmosis, you learn how to play football and stuff. So they were really good, and they were, really competitive. And
How are you guys?
Well, a lot of us played athletics, and were athletes and played, school sports and stuff. So, and we're also competitive.
Right.
So we all have to go to the show that night, which is in another city. So we have a very limited amount of time. So it gets to the time. Okay, last set of downs. It's our ball, and it's our last shot at tying the game. It was 21-14. They were winning.
Okay.
So
it's high stakes.
Yes, high stakes. I was the quarterback. So
oh jeez.
So I told all of our guys go into the end zone and get open, and I'll hit you. And in my memory, I think it was about a 75-yard pass. But the guys in the band tell me no, it was more like 20. Don't flatter yourself. Anyway, I jacked the ball up, and our trombone player Mike catches it, and that's it. Last play of the game, we tie it up 21-21.
Ooh.
And you could tell that they weren't terribly happy about the fact that we tied it up. So that night on stage, now we're opening for these guys, okay? This was right after their first major label album has come out, and they're really starting to build up before they blow up. And on stage, if we were opening for somebody, I always made it a point at a certain time of the show to say thank you for letting us play with them, and especially with these guys for taking us out on tour with them.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So we get to that point in the show, and I thank them for taking us out on tour, and then I proceed to tell the audience how badly we kicked their butts in football that day.
You did not.
Yeah. Which they did not like.
Oh no.
And in fact, right as we got off the stage, their road guy pulls one of us aside and said, "What the heck, man? What was that all about?" And so yeah, we figured out really quickly that maybe wasn't too cool with them. So it was actually a very, very good lesson for me.
Yeah. What did you learn from this?
Yeah, not just. Actually, it goes way beyond show business. Okay? First of all, I never did that to another band that we opened for. Okay, I always just left it as thank you so much. That's super cool.
Short and sweet.
Because nobody gets mad at you for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was our sense of humor. Our band was super sarcastic. We were constantly playing practical jokes on one another, and actually we played at such kind of high stakes with each other, and we're so sarcastic. It led to problems down the road. It led to bitterness. It led to issues, and so it was a valuable lesson. It's really an eighth commandment thing. You know, if somebody is not in on the joke with you and knows exactly what you're doing, what you're really doing is breaking the eighth commandment by, you know, by kind of tearing them down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it was really valuable for me. And what I've learned as a pastor from all of this is I really encourage couples, you know, in premarital counseling and stuff, and when I'm, you know, just talking or teaching about marriage or whatever, don't use sarcasm with people if they don't know what you're doing, because then it just comes across as really, really mean and kind of arrogant and bragging. So that was a valuable lesson I learned from our time touring, and make sure that if you're gonna tell a joke like that they're in on the joke.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
So that was a good lesson, very
Yeah.
good lesson.